Hi everybody, welcome to the Health How-To channel where we talk about some great life hacks and easy tips to achieve better health. In this video, we're talking about how to cut out sugar when you really don't want to. Please subscribe and share your best tips that you have found to be super helpful for quitting a sugar addiction in the comments section below. If you have someone in your life who's desperately trying to cut out sugar from their diet, please share this video with them too. Disclaimer, this video is meant to give some suggestions as a way of maintaining a healthy weight. This video is not meant in any way as an encouragement to starve yourself, deprive yourself of a healthy lifestyle, or meant to body shame in any way. Everybody has different bodies and different nutritional needs. This is not intended as medical advice, and in no way does it negate the advice of your doctor or other medical health professional. So if you're watching this video, you already know that sugar is bad for you. You know that there is no nutritional benefit to added sugar. But much like tobacco and drugs, there is something about sugar that can be addictive, or at least habit forming that's just so hard to break. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 6 teaspoons, 25 milligrams of sugar for women, and 9 teaspoons, 36 milligrams for men. That's not a lot. Just one can of Coke has 39 milligrams of sugar. And that's just talking about obvious sugar. What you also have to account for is the sugar you don't even taste, like in pasta sauce, bread, some brands of chips, and even some brands of mustard. How bad is sugar? When we think of sugar, we most commonly think of table sugar, the white granulated stuff we pour into our coffees. Table sugar is a monosaccharide called sucrose, which is 1 part glucose and 1 part fructose. Now, glucose is important for us. It is our body's main source of fuel. We have mechanisms to regulate the amount of glucose we use and store, and even to tell us when we need it and when we've had enough. Fructose, which is a natural sugar that you can find in fruit and some vegetables, is only metabolized in the liver. That means it goes straight to your liver and eventually turns into fat. In that sense, a can of Coke with high fructose corn syrup is not all that different from a can of beer. In fact, long-term sugar consumption overload over decades can eventually make your liver go from fatty to something called non-alcoholic liver cirrhosis, a condition that is traditionally associated more with long-term heavy drinkers. We've all heard that high fructose corn syrup is bad, but why? Fructose doesn't register in the brain. It doesn't stimulate the hormone ghrelin, which tells you that you're full. This is why you can eat a whole package of chocolate chip cookies, which on average is 2,400 calories, and still be hungry later on. That's about the equivalent of 14 egg, bacon, and hash brown breakfasts. Obviously, we don't want to swing too far the other way and overdose on excessive saturated fats and salt, but it is a good idea to avoid or at least cut out sugar, because sugar has zero nutritional value. Unlike sugar, we actually need some fat in our diets, and we also need a little bit of salt as well to keep our fluids, nerves, and muscles balanced and running smoothly. So here are some ways to cutting out sugar when you really don't want to. You can quit sugar in 2 ways: cold turkey or reducing your sugar intake step by step. If you're going to try cold turkey, much like weaning off smoking or drugs, there will likely be some side effects such as anxiety, depression, fatigue, boredom, headaches, and cravings. Of course, this will be temporary, but it will be really hard for the next 5 to 7 days. How can you prepare yourself for sugar withdrawal? Think of the best day to start. Maybe pick a day that you know you'll be really busy and too preoccupied to think about how much you really want a chocolate bar. Maybe on a day that you're busiest at school or work. Mondays usually work best because they signify a new start to the week. You should probably avoid picking a Friday or weekend if you tend to socialize a lot on those days. It can just be too tempting a situation when you're with friends out for dinner. Next, get rid of all the sugar from your house. Obvious things like candy bars, your Halloween candy stash, ice cream, cakes, cookies, and even honey need to go immediately. Other less obvious things like ketchup, barbecue sauce, and baking supplies can stay unless you can see yourself eating sprinkles when you get desperate. Know your triggers. Are there certain people that trigger you to crave sugar? Maybe certain situations that produce stress, boredom, tiredness, anxiety, or procrastination that trigger you to eat sweets? Are there certain times of day, like your morning coffee break or 3 p.m. slump, that you associate with sugary treats? Plan what you will do in each triggering situation. For example, avoid toxic people for now, or at the very least, cut down unnecessary communication. Make a list of relaxing activities to do when you feel stressed out, like listening to relaxing music, walking, or watching a funny movie. Make a list of activities that you can do in 10-minute chunks of time as a way to cut down your boredom without killing your productivity, like a quick game on your phone, a funny video, or read one chapter of a really great book. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time, and try to get a full 7 to 8 hours of sleep for at least a few days before you start quitting sugar cold turkey, so that you are not energy depleted at the start. Spend 5 minutes writing out all your anxious thoughts in the morning. Use the Pomodoro method to beat procrastination if that is what triggers sugar cravings. The Pomodoro method involves setting a timer for 25 minutes where you promise to work just for that short time period. When the timer rings, you get a 5-minute break. You can continue to add 4 more 25-minute chunks of work and give yourself a longer 20-minute break afterwards. One research study showed that to form a habit like quitting sugar can take between 18 to 254 days. On average, it took subjects in the study 66 days to form a habit. But the good news was that even if the participants sometimes fell off the wagon, they could still get back on track, and it didn't affect their habit formation overall. Another way to try to cut down on sugar is to try doing it gradually over 6 to 8 weeks so that your taste buds can adjust little by little. Here are an additional 22 tips to reduce your sugar intake. Number 1, avoid sauces like ketchup and jam. Did you know that barbecue sauce can have even more sugar than chocolate syrup? Number 2, cut out flavored coffee with whipped cream and all of those other expensive fancy coffees. Just order plain coffee and stir in your own sugar so that you can really see how much is being added. Number 3, avoid artificial sweeteners. They won't help you adjust your taste buds, but they will give you food cravings and eventually make you gain weight. Number 4, have black or green tea immediately after a meal. The bitterness will help cut sugar cravings. Number 5, if you want cake or muffins or other baked goods, bake it yourself. Not only will you avoid the processed ingredients, but you may think twice about going through all of that work. Number 6, instead of a full can of Coke, cut it in half with sparkling water. You can do the same with fruit juice. Gradually dilute it with sparkling water. Number 7, eat whole fruit. Don't eat canned fruit or dried fruit, which can be almost 70% sugar. Choose lower sugar fruits like berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries over higher sugar tropical fruits like pineapples, bananas, or mangoes. Number 8, instead of eating jam, lightly puree your fruit as a spread or sauce. Number 9, don't eat flavored yogurt. Buy plain Greek and add your own berry fruit puree. Number 10, make your own spaghetti sauce. Number 11, don't eat granola bars, cereal bars, or protein bars that have a lot of sugar listed on the label. Number 12, rather than avoid birthday cake completely, try to scrape off all the frosting, which is mostly just sugar, butter, and artificial coloring. Number 13, one of the reasons we end up using so much maple sugar on pancakes and waffles is that they just suck up all of the liquid like a sponge. Instead, spread a teaspoon of fruit puree to give pancakes a little bit of moisture and sweetness and still stays on the surface. Number 14, manage your stress. Number 15, sleep more. Number 16, exercise. Number 17, add cinnamon for flavor to your coffee and oatmeal. Number 18, add vanilla as a flavoring. Number 19, eat a breakfast with more protein and fat rather than breakfast cereal, toast, or baked pastries. Number 20, don't drink juice. It can contain the same amount of sugar as Coke. 21, eat more vegetables over fruit. And finally, number 22, cut down on alcohol like beer, sugar-enhanced wine, and mixed drinks. Try other sugar-free options like vodka, rum, gin, tequila, or whiskey. If you have some great health tips that helped you cut down on sugar cravings, I'd really appreciate it if you could share them down below in the comments section so that we can all benefit in our personal journey to better health. Please subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any health how-to videos where we talk about easy ways to improve your health. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.